I'm feeling awfully strange out here in this world right now. There's a lot going on, there's a lot of confusion, there's a lot of misunderstanding, and there are a lot of people who just don't know what to think. I think that includes most of us. And I just made a video before this talking about the COVID issue, and I kind of unloaded about 20 minutes of random thoughts, but I really wanted to cover something important here and try to make it in a consolidated manner without notes. We really need to come together on this. I know that a lot of people have a very, very divided outlook on the world. I understand that people think it's us and them, that it's left and right, that it's good and bad, or good and evil. I was just hoping that at one time in history we could set aside our differences and say, look, we have different religions, we have different cultures, we have different interests, but there's one thing that we all have in common, which is the fact that this virus can kick the shit out of us. Every one of us. Doesn't matter if you're 40 or 60 or 80. Sure, a lot of people say, well, you're more likely to die if you're 80, and that's just part of life, you know. You're old and you're frail and you're fragile. Would you say the same thing to somebody who's 30 years old with an immunodeficiency disorder? Or a 15-year-old child who has an issue with his immune system? The idea that just leave schools open and just let business go as normal and the people who die off, die off. Do you really feel that way? Really do some soul searching and ask yourself if it's worth killing people just to keep the economy afloat. And I just wanted to make a quick note that in 1918, the counties and states who had the most extreme social distancing measures, yes, 100 years ago, and had masks worn by law, were the ones who fared the best and the ones who got back to business the quickest. I just wanted to make that a point. There are statistics to show that 100 years ago we went through the same thing, and the counties that actually abided by social distancing and waited it out actually did better. So if this is all about financing, if that's your biggest issue, still you'll be better off abiding by what the experts are telling you. And I know it's very hard for us to trust experts right now. I know it's very hard for us to believe that the people know what's best for us, that other people actually have studied these things for their entire lives. And believe me, I'm the kind of guy who doesn't trust anybody. I don't trust experts. I don't trust the government. I am the kind of guy who does my own research and says, I trust my research. And in this case, my research leads me to believe that the virologists are the experts on this. They know what they're talking about. They've been preparing for this for a long time. And our community, our society is so intertwined right now and integrated that it's very difficult for us to realize that we can be much worse off if we don't listen to people who know what they're talking about. And I'm hoping this kind of changes our opinion on who we trust and don't trust. Because there are people who know what they're talking about out there. I won't pretend I'm one of them. I'll leave you to your own decisions. Take care, my friends.